Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing one of my most exciting videos. I did this video for the first time last December and it was so much fun to come on camera and sit down and tell you all of my makeup empties. You guys, when I tell you that this box is full to the brim, it's literally full to the brim of all the makeup that I finished up so far well, not so far because the year is over, but this year. Do you understand how happy this box makes me? Because makeup is expensive. And so whenever you can finish up a product and like get your hard-earned money's worth out of it, it just feels so stinking good. So that's what we're here to do today. I'm going to tell you every single solitary makeup product that I used up in the year of 2022. Before we get started, if you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear about a whole bunch of empties, let's go ahead and get started. Just a little quick health update before we get started, because I know some of you are commenting on my videos saying you're very concerned that I've been sick for a month, and I really appreciate all the concern and love and support. I'm fine. I went back to the doctor the other day for like the fourth or fifth time in that month period, and she checked my lungs, she checked my throat. Everything's fine. Like, I'm clear. I don't have infection anywhere. She thinks that the viral infection that I did have is gone. And now this is just kind of the aftermaths of it, because I am, if you do not know, 6.5 months pregnant, almost 7 months pregnant at this point, and my body is just a little preoccupied growing a little baby human instead of trying to get me better. So she said, just keep chugging along, doing what I'm doing, taking the over-the-counter cough syrups that I'm able to take, you know, cough medicine, Flonase, all of that. So I feel like my voice is getting a little bit better, thankfully. I completely lost it for like a week and a half, and now it sounded like this for like 2 weeks, but I do feel like it's slowly but surely chugging along and getting back to normal, kind of. And then I'm still coughing, I still have congestion, but she said that that is just going to have to be something I power through. So we're powering through, baby. But I did just want to say thank you for everyone who commented and was concerned about me and my health and all of that. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm fine. It's just going to take me a little bit longer to get better since I am pregnant and I'm not really able to take medications that would probably knock this out of my system, but the risk to the baby is just not worth it, which I totally understand. And like, yes. Okay, I went ahead and like took out all of the makeup from the box and categorized it here on my desk in front of me. You guys, there's so many makeup products. I am so happy. I feel so good about everything that I was able to use up. I'm not sure, but I feel like I used up more this year than last year, which I didn't think so as I was going along throughout the year. But now having it all like displayed out in front of me, I'm like, yeah, I think I might have used up more this year than last year. I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and tell you a grand total at the end, the actual amount of products I was able to finish up. But let's go ahead and start off with this one right here. It is from NYX. This is their glitter eye primer. I had this forever. I had this for like 2.5 years. It just was going strong forever, and I finally finished it up. Love this glitter primer. Cannot do my eyeshadow without it. Already repurchased it. After that, I figure I would go in order of application. So I do typically do my eyeshadow first, hence the glitter primer. I didn't finish up any eye primers this year, surprisingly, and I did not finish any eyeshadow palettes up, because that's insane. The people who are able to actually pan an eyeshadow palette, I commend you so much. So I figured we would start off with a face primer. So I completely finished 5 full-size face primers and then 4 minis. I'm gonna kind of give you like quick reviews on these, like speed reviews. Not anything too long. I don't want to be here forever, but I did just kind of want to tell you if I liked it and was going to repurchase it, or if using one completely up was like good enough for me. So the first one is the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. This is actually the most recent one I finished up. I like this, but I don't see myself repurchasing it. It's a nice kind of like do it all primer, and I did enjoy it while I used it, but I can't see myself repurchasing it. Then we finished up the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. This is a really beautiful hydrating primer if you have dry skin. It's hydrating without being oily or greasy. Haven't rebought it, don't have plans to right this second, but I definitely could see myself doing so in the future. Then we have the Smashbox, the Original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. This is smoothing and blurring. If you need a smoothing and blurring primer that you can use all over your face, because a lot of times like pore filling smoothing primers are more targeted primers for like your T-zone. This you can put all over your face. This will smooth your face out. I love this primer. This is like the 3rd full size I've gone through, and I want to say I've gone through like 2 or 3 minis in the past as well. I want to say I have a mini in my collection right now. I think I do. That I got in an Ipsy glam bag. So I will definitely use that one up before I purchase a full size, but this is beautiful. I know I'll have that in my collection sometime in the future. Then my favorite primer ever, we have the Hourglass Mineral Veil Oil Free Primer. This was the 1 ounce, I believe. Yes, this is 1 fluid ounce. As you can see, I like scraped it clean because this baby is expensive. But I did already repurchase this. I bought the 2-ounce. I bought the big 2-ounce one because it is my favorite primer. It is the one that makes my makeup last through anything. Like this would last through like an apocalypse. I feel like my makeup would still be looking perfect. Love that primer with my whole entire heart. And then lastly, of the full size, we have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is a good primer. I enjoyed it while I was using it, and it's nice and affordable, but I can't see myself repurchasing it. In the 4 minis that I used up, the first one was the Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer. If you have insanely dry skin, I would go for this, but this was way too hydrating and oily and greasy on me, sadly. Then we have the Per Se Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. Kind of the same thing. It's a little bit too hydrating for my combo skin. Won't be purchasing a full size. Then Bite is not a brand anymore, but I did use up the Changemaker Skin Optimizing Primer, the normal to dry skin. Again, too oily and greasy on me. Lastly, we have the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is super, super hyped up. I don't really get the hype behind it. It's just a more lotiony type of product, and it's very pricey, so definitely not going to be splurging on a full size in the future. Then I was able to finish up 9 foundations. 9. I am so happy with that amount of foundations. I feel like that is so many. Oh, that makes me feel so stinking good. The first one being the Purito Secret Clearing BB Cream in the shade number 21 Light Beige. You have to pry this out of my hands. It's like my favorite foundation ever. I love to mix it in with things. I have like 2 backups. That's not exaggeration. I cannot be without this. Then I went ahead and used up the YSL All Hours foundation. They unfortunately have reformulated this. Have not tried the new reformulation, but I was able to snag one more bottle of the old formulation on sale before it went away forever. And this is one of my favorite foundations ever. So I'm going to use up that bottle that I have now. That's the old formulation. And then probably eventually try the new one. I don't know. I hope it's as good as this one because this one is bomb. Next up is the Dior Forever Matte Foundation. Again, with the reformulation. So I haven't tried the new formulated version, but this one was so stinking good. I'm like bummed they redid it. I think eventually I will pick it up and try it because I like this one so much, but like, look how much I scraped clean of it. I mean, this was a pricey foundation, so I wanted to get out every last drop, and this one was so good. I'm hoping the new one is good as well. ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. This is so good. This is absolutely stunning and beautiful on the skin. Medium to buildable, full coverage, lasts all day long, isn't drying or crepey, isn't too oily or greasy. Definitely can see myself picking up another one of these in the future. And then we have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Bare Foundation. This is my second bottle of this that I finished up. I thought I really enjoyed this foundation, but I actually don't think that I do. It's okay. I think it's a good foundation for the drugstore, but I personally won't be repurchasing it. It just doesn't look the best on my skin. It's like a little finicky. Some days it looks really good, some days it doesn't. So it's not worth me rebuying it when there's other foundations I like way more that are more reliable for me. Finished up both of my Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundations. I have LN2 and LP4. This is a beautiful matte without being drying, full coverage foundation. If that is something you are interested in, I highly recommend this. I absolutely love this. I will definitely be picking this up again in the future, probably on sale because it does go on sale at Ulta quite often. But this is a beautiful foundation, and I'm telling you, if you want to cover up everything, like make your face a blank slate, this will do it for you. Then we have the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I finished this one a while ago, so I'm trying to remember. I feel like when I was first using this, like the first half of the bottle, I loved it, and then it started getting kind of old and turning a little bit, not the best color match for me, a little bit drying, kind of same thing, a little bit finicky on my skin. Some days it looked good, some days it didn't. So this will not be a repurchase for me, but I liked it while I was using it up. And then the last foundation was the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation plus Concealer. I absolutely love this foundation with my whole heart. This one and the Purito Secret Clearing BB Cream are like my favorite foundations ever. Full coverage, beautiful, not drying, just lasts all day long. It looks perfect no matter what I am doing. Before this bottle was even completely gone, I went ahead and repurchased it because like I did not want to be without it. I was a little less successful on the concealer front, but I was still able to use up 4 of them. So I do feel good about that. The first one being the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. This is a beautiful concealer. It was actually one of my favorites for a very long time. It's nice full coverage, not dry, cakey, but towards the end of this one, I just don't know if it's worth the money. This is like a $33 concealer that's definitely up there in price, and I feel like I have other ones that are less expensive that I like just as much, if not more. So this won't be a repurchase, but I really loved it when I was using it up. Also used up the Hourglass. This is their Vanish Concealer in the shade Birch. I didn't like this one at first, but I realized I was just using too much of it. You just need the tiniest amount, like one little dot on your under eyes, and it is full coverage. Like, will cover up every single solitary mistake, bag, whatever on your face. This is a beautiful concealer. I can see myself rebuying this. I don't know when, but definitely in the future. I thought it was beautiful on my under eyes. Then we have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I liked this. I did. This isn't a good shade match for me. It's the Fair 20N, and it was still too dark on me, even though it's a fair shade. I do have lighter options than this, so if I did repurchase it, I just would purchase a lighter one. I did like this. It was nice and creamy, hydrating, but it wasn't like super full coverage, so good one for the drugstore, but I don't think I'll rebuy it. And then lastly, I finished up another Kosas Revealer Concealer. This is my second one I have finished up in the past. This is a beautiful medium coverage concealer, which is typically not my jam. I do usually like more full coverage, but this is just so hydrating and lovely on the under eyes that I put up with the fact that it's medium coverage. I feel like I will definitely own this again at some point in the future. Alrighty, setting powders. I have 4 full size and 1 mini that I was able to use up. The mini is the one size. This is his translucent ultimate setting powder is what it's called. I did not enjoy this, sadly. It was very drying on my skin. I kind of had to like force myself to use it up, but I actually have heard a lot of people love this powder. So kind of take that with a grain of salt and maybe try it out for yourself. Grab the mini if you want, because a lot of people do love this, but it was just too drying on me. Then we have the Beauty Bakery Flower Powder, and this I have the shade Oat Translucent. I want to say this is my second compact of this. I think I used one up in the past. I like this. I do. I definitely wouldn't spend full price on it. If you do want to try it out, I would try to get it on sale at Ulta at some point, or sometimes Beauty Bakery has sales on their website. I just didn't think it was a wow enough powder to pay full price, but it's nice. It sets your makeup down. It's not too drying. It can be if you're not careful, but just not a favorite. One that is a favorite though is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in the shade Vanilla. Oh my goodness gracious. This is like the most smoothing, beautiful powder on my face. It does not matter how much of this I use. It's never drying and cakey on me. It just completely smooths out my skin and makes it look flawless and beautiful and perfect. Like truly, this is probably my favorite setting powder, and I feel like it's really underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it. This is my second compact I used up. I'm using one, and I also have another one in backup because I cannot be without this. Another one that I love that this is my second or third compact I've used up is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Such a good one. Can be a little bit drying if you're not too careful with it, but I've been using this for years and it's just a really good go-to setting powder. And last we have the Jason Wu Ready Set Matte Setting Powder. This is a good option for the drugstore. I definitely would recommend like the e.l.f. Halo Glow over this or the Maybelline Fit Me over this. But this is easy to get at Target, and it was a nice powder. It can be a little bit drying because it's on the matte side, but it wasn't too terrible, and it was a very large compact, so I was able to get like a lot of use out of it. So if you need a good drugstore one, this wouldn't be my first recommendation to you, but I did like it. All right, then we have 3 cheek products. 2 of them I did completely use up. One I'm kind of cheating with, but it's just like old and needs to go. The first one is the L'Oreal True Match Illumi Bronze It Bronzer. In this, I have the shade 01 Light. I completely used this baby up. One of my favorite bronzers ever. I've already repurchased it. I used it up and then I wasn't going to repurchase it right away because I just have a lot of bronzers in my collection. And then I missed it so stinking much that I feel like I only didn't have it for like a month or 2 in my collection before I repurchased it because it is that good. Beautiful on the skin, a really great tone for fair skin. They do have 2 other shades though, and it has a little bit of sheen and glow to it that just makes you look healthy and beautiful. The next one is from Hourglass. I know a lot of people use this product as a like finishing powder, setting powder, but I used it as a highlight, so I'm counting it as a highlight. This is the Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. This is like the most subtle highlight there is. Like I said, a lot of people just use it as a finishing powder, but it was too glimmery for that on me. It emphasized pores. I didn't like this very much. It just was too subtle. Didn't really do a whole lot for my skin. Even though it was a mini, it was still pricey. I've had this in my collection for like 5 or 6 years. It took me that long to finish up. I'm not gonna repurchase it, but it was okay. And then this one I'm kind of cheating with. It's the ColourPop Super Shock highlight in the shade Flexitarian. As you can see, I did not completely use it up, but I have a pretty large pan in it. But this is like 4 years old, and the Super Shock like formulation just doesn't survive that long. As you can see, it's just like crumbly and falling apart. and kind of unusable. So I did already repurchase it though, and I'm using that one currently. So hopefully that one will last me another couple of years, but I love this highlight, especially for inner corner and brow bone. Ooh, stunning. Then we have 4 brow products. 2 of them are pencils, 2 of them are gels. The first one being the Winky Lux Unibrow Pencil. I really did like this. I liked how skinny it was. It went on my eyebrows nicely and didn't fill them in too much to where it looked blocky. I know you can get this at Ulta and probably Target because they sell Winky Lux at Target. Don't overlook this if you're like shopping and you want a good brow pencil. It's a good one. And then I did finally finish up my Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift in the shade Natural Brown. If you were following my Project Pan series throughout the year, you know that I put this in January and I didn't finish it up until like November. This baby took me all year long to finish up and I finally finished it up. I don't like it though. I don't like it. It's too waxy, too thick, too just blocky. I don't prefer this. Another one from Charlotte Tilbury I don't really love is her Brow Fix Clear Brow Gel. I was using those in conjunction and finished them up kind of the same time. This is just very gloopy and thick on your brows. You can feel it when you put it on, and then towards the end of it, which it was getting older, so this kind of makes sense, but I would put it on and by the end of the day, I would have like little tiny balls in my brows of like gel, just like pilling up almost. I don't know, it's weird. There's a lot of clear brow gels out there that I like way more than this one, and Charlotte Tilbury is not the most affordable brand. So, and lastly, we have the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This was the mini, and it took me forever to finish up. I like this. I do. The wand is a little more on the interesting side. If I can open it, I haven't opened this in a really long time, but it's like flat. So it's just kind of interesting. I don't know. Don't love it. I definitely prefer the ABH Clear Brow Gel, or really, that's the only one that comes to mind that I absolutely love. That's a clear brow gel. I prefer that one over this one. So this is a good one if you can like snag it on sale, but not the best. Then we have 7 mascaras to talk about. 6 of them are full size and 1 was a mini. The mini was the Marc Jacobs At Lash Lifting and Volumizing Mascara. I don't think Marc Jacobs is a brand anymore, sadly, so you cannot pick this up. But this is a beautiful mascara. I love it so much. I do have a full size up there in my backup stash that I will eventually pull out and use. So sad you cannot get that anymore. It's a really good one. Another really good one I love is from Rare Beauty. This is their Perfect Strokes mascara, I think. It's just a good go-to mascara. It makes my lashes look long, fluffy, without getting like too clumpy or flaking off. If you haven't tried this one, I highly recommend. Then I finished up 2 of the Tarte Man-Eater mascaras. If you're not new here, you know this is my favorite mascara ever in the whole entire world. I love it. It just makes my lashes look long, thick, holds a curl, which is like the #1 thing I need for a mascara to do. Doesn't get clumpy. Best mascara I've ever used in my life. I have like 3 backups, and I also just bought it in a brown shade that is new. I think they just launched it and I haven't tried it yet. And I'm very intrigued. Then we have the Lawless, the One and Done mascara. If you want the clumpiest lashes of your life, pick this up. It is a very, very wet formula, super clumpy, takes a very long time to dry on your eyelashes. I did not enjoy that whatsoever. Will never rebuy that. Then we have the Essence, the Lash Princess False Lash Effect in the green one. This is okay. I know a lot of people love Essence mascaras and they are very affordable, but for me, it's just okay, even with the price tag. So probably won't repurchase this, maybe in a pinch, but definitely not a favorite. But one I did enjoy from the drugstore was the Milani highly rated anti-gravity mascara. This is a really pretty mascara. It's actually the mascara I have on today. I finished it up this morning. I probably could keep using it, but it's definitely getting older and I wanted to include it in this video. It's just a nice one. It makes my lashes look long and full, but I will say I have to be careful. Some days this looks super clumpy on me and some days it doesn't. So it's kind of finicky. So I did like this. I don't know if I would repurchase it only because it's a little unreliable for me. Alrighty, 2 more categories. We got lips and setting spray, and then we are done. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed on the lip front. I only have 4 lip products. 1 is a lip liner, 2 glosses, and a lipstick. And I just, for like a whole calendar year, don't really feel like that is a lot of lip products to use up, but also I have a ton, so kind of makes sense. I don't know. I wish I would have been able to finish up more. The first one was from Becca. This is their Ultimate Lip Definer in the shade Toasty. You cannot purchase this anymore, but I did enjoy this while I used it up, and it was a really pretty pink shade. Then the lipstick I used up was from Huda Beauty. This is her cream lipstick in the shade Impress. This is such a beautiful, like, nudie tone lipstick for me without being too warm or too cool. It also wasn't like too orangey, too brown, anything like that. It was just a really perfect nude for me. Also, because it's the cream formulation, it was really comfortable on the lips. Haven't repurchased it yet, but I feel like I would in the future. And then I did finish up 2 lip glosses. The first one being the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. Stunning lip gloss. Fenty Beauty's gloss bombs have been super hyped up for years now, and rightfully so. And then one that's a little underrated that I feel like needs more hype and love is from Kaja. This is their gloss shot in the shade Milk Tea. This is the most beautiful topper lip gloss. It's the perfect light pink shade that just goes on top, lightens any lip look that you are using it with, but also is like super juicy. It fills in the lines, make your lips look perfect. So this was a mini I finished up. I already purchased the full size. I love this lip gloss. And last but not least, we have setting sprays. I have 6 of them here total. 3 of them are minis, 3 of them are full size. The first one being the MAC Fix Plus. I do enjoy this. I mainly use it up by spraying my brushes for shimmers. I did purchase the full size in the Ulta sale, the 21 Days of Beauty. They had it half off, but I haven't really been reaching for it too much. So I don't know if I will use that one up very quickly. Then we have the Catrice Matte Finish Prime and Fine Anti-Shine Fixing Spray. I don't love this. Catrice is kind of hard to get your hands on, and I did not think this was matte at all. It actually made me look a little bit oily and greasy whenever I would use it, which doesn't make sense because it's a matte finish, but it wasn't on me. And then another one I did not like because it was super oily and greasy is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh setting spray. Super oily, super greasy. Like, this made me look like you could fry a burger on my face by the end of the day. If you have super dry skin, I think you would enjoy this, but I did not. Then we have the Jason Wu Magic Spell Setting Spray. This is a good one at the drugstore. I do enjoy this. It was just kind of a basic setting spray, but in a good way. It just kind of set your makeup down, didn't make you dewy, but didn't make you matte, didn't really alter the finish, kind of helped in longevity of your makeup, like lasting longer. So I did enjoy this. I can't see myself repurchasing it, but I liked it. And then I finished up 2 full sizes of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. The first one was kind of like almost gone, if you can tell. It was in my project pan at the beginning of the year, so like I didn't run through 2 full ones through the year, if that makes sense. But I did finish this one up, and then actually this morning finished this one up completely. So this is my favorite setting spray of life. If I had to pick one setting spray, I know that sounds dramatic, but if I had to pick one setting spray to use for the rest of my life and get rid of all the other ones, this would be it. It is absolutely stunning and beautiful. It gives your face a little sheen and glow, but not oily, greasy at all, and your makeup will last all day long with this on. Like, truly, it lasts all day long. I have a whole nother full size that I'm going to start using now that this one's gone, and 2 minis because that's how much I love it. And that was it, you guys. That was all of the makeup products that I finished up in the year 2022. I just counted it up and I had 52 makeup products. I did go ahead and count minis as like 1, so some of those are minis, but 52 makeup products. I feel so good about that. Again, it just is such a good feeling to like know that your hard-earned money went to good use and you completely finished up a product. I will attribute multiple of these to my Project Pan series. I feel like I want to try to do that again in 2023. Let me know down below if that's something you'd be interested in me continuing and picking new products for the year to use up throughout the year and like doing a whole series on it again. I feel like you guys enjoyed it throughout the year, and for the most part, up until like the last like month, I enjoyed it as well. I just kind of got sick of them after, you know, using them for a while, but for the most part, I really did enjoy that series. So let me know if you'd want to see it again. But yeah, like I said, I feel so good about that. That was so many makeup products. I have a lot to clean out and recycle now. Let me know down below, did you finish up a lot of makeup this year? Are you someone who like gets that gratification of finishing something, or are you just like, give me more, I want to try it all, and you don't care about finishing up? Because if that's the case too, I totally get it. I am definitely like that with a lot of other products as well, but this box full just makes me feel so stinking happy. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.